Hello, YouTube and CollectionDX viewers. 'Tis I, Josh. You've missed me, haven't you? I've missed you too. I did that little video with Andrew there at the East Coast Summit, and that was a mess. I mean, it was a good review, but oh god, did I sweat like crazy. So I'm glad that I'm back home and doing reviews on my own turf. As you can see in front of you, today we're talking about the Getter 1 X Gokin from Future Models / Artstorm. So, this thing is insane. Insane. Certifiably. Incredible. Phenomenal. Awesome. So, right off the bat, special thanks to Angles for sending us this. It's very expensive, but you know, there are a few toys that I think are worth the high price tag that some of them commend. This is one of them. Now, you may have seen some X Gokin Getter 1 reviews before from other people. This is a reissue version. How is it different than the first version? I don't have the first version, but there's one on CDX that wasn't mine. Apparently, it looks like there's some minor paint decoration differences. For example, the eyes are white here, the yellow on the redeco. The thighs are kind of a grayish color here. They seem to be more white on the original. But other than that, it's pretty close. So if you missed out on the first one and you don't feel like paying the exorbitant prices for the aftermarket, do yourself a favor and check out the reissue while you still can. So let's talk about some of the things here first. How do I want to approach this? All right, well, let's go from the top down. Okay, so we got the head here. Okay, the head is a dual. It's got a turn here and goes forward and backwards, and the faceplate comes off. Huh? Look at that. Can I focus in on that maybe? Look at that. That is kind of awesome. The head is one of the few things on the toy that is, in fact, rubber or PVC, what have you. And it has this transparent face mask, and you have to kind of hook it on the bottom and pull it up to the top. So, very cool. Moving down to the chest panel is removable and metal. And the lower chest panel is removable. And in there is the core, and this is also removable, although not as easy as the other piece. There we go. It's like the Getter core, I think. This is not from any show, so there really is no kind of background to go by. So we'll just make it up. It's the engine. And the good thing about having this front off is it gives us a nice look at the inner workings of the shoulders. The shoulders, of course, can come in like that, can rotate, can click up and down. So very wide range of motion there. Okay. The chest has the. This is the only weak part of the toy, I think, is that it's just a ball joint, and it's not super loose, but it's looser than I'd like it to be. Oh, and while we're down here, this little panel comes off, and it's supposed to be like a big tube of like Getter energy. It comes with a separate tube, so there's one that's a flush cover that goes on, and there's one that's like a green tube for display. So the metal pieces go back on. These little pegs, they fit into the holes like so. They fit in nice and secure. Okay, so moving on to the arms. These spin. Well, let's spin. Oh, maybe they don't spin. I lied to you. They don't spin, but the arms click. They're all metal. Hands can be replaced easily. These here are removable, and they come with little panels that just fill in the gaps there if you want. But I mean, they're awesome looking. The Getter tomahawks fit in the hands with these little balls. And what's cool is if you want to reverse them, you just push the ball through to the other side. The hands themselves are rubber, but they are a little articulated. But unfortunately, the rubber sticks a little bit. So you'd be like, do I really want to do this or not? They will work, though. They will move. So those two are on balls. And they come with a second set of hands that are kind of open hands. I'm not showing you those now because I don't feel like digging them out. So there you go, tomahawk. Get them to go in the hole. There you go. Kind of awesome. You have two tomahawks. They are plastic, and if you overextend this joint, you will knock the little panel out. Not a big deal. I didn't push it in hard enough. Alright, so Getter tomahawks are rubber. Would be cool if they were metal, but they're not. So let us move now to the hip area. You have, listen to that. And they go forward and backwards and out. All metal, all metal. The knees. Dink. Awesome. This is like a solid piece of metal. It's crazy. Metal. And I know I say metal too much in my reviews. I did it with the Gokin, but I mean, really, I like metal. I used to have hair down on my ass. I was a headbanger back in the day. So you get the ankle, it's awesome ankle joints, and it's a multi-articulated ankle, which is very cool. So you can get some pretty rad poses out of it for sure. That is going to annoy me. Normally such a toy is not handled so much where this would be a problem, but I am kind of putting it through its paces, and yes, it is popping off. But for display and such, which this toy really is more of a display piece than an actual toy, for display it isn't going to go anywhere. Alright, so this is the front of the figure. The back of the figure. So you have the Getter wing, which is this, well, big wing thing. And you have the Chinese characters for the, I believe they're for 1, 2, and 3. And these little, I don't know what you want to call them, buttons or pendants or whatever. They're metal, actually. And they come with them in both, which I believe they're Chinese and or classical Japanese, I don't know. But either way, they come in both the script and in English. So you can have them displayed either way. And this is, the 1, 2, and the 3. When you get the Getter 2 or the Getter 3, you have the same symbols, and the order is different because the vehicles are in a different configuration. There you go. Very cool. So, I mean, there's not much else to say about the figure, aside the fact that it's awesome and heavy, and looks great on the shelf and is expensive. It's like $300 or so, if I remember correctly. But honestly, these things are kind of limited edition, and they appreciate in value like crazy, and you will not regret buying one, I don't think. They're tall. They're almost, let's say maybe 10 inches tall, maybe. Full of metal, way bigger than an SOC. Way bigger. Way bigger than your average Brave Gokin. Big. Big. Alright, so you get that. But wait, there's more. If you act now, you get a free Get Machine. And this is the Get Machine Eagle. Okay? So, if you don't know Getter Robo, the core idea of Getter Robo is it's 3 Getter machines that, when they combined in different combinations, you get Getter 1, Getter 2, Getter 3. So each Getter X Gokin will come with the kind of the core Get machine that is representative of that person who's driving. So this is the Getter Eagle, and there's also a Bear and Jaguar. This too is all metal, and it too has the faceplate that comes off, so you can kind of see the workings inside. And it actually has a little bit of, like, hey, it kind of moves around for some reason, which is interesting. The bottom panel also comes off should you want to. And the medallion here is also removable and replaceable, as are these arm claws. So you can remove those and replace them with little pieces should you want to. And yeah, there you go. There are display stands. I do not have them out. I am not going to show them to you because honestly, you don't need them. They're your basic plastic kind of circle with a little clip in the back, and you don't need it. You don't need it. It stands great on the shelf on its own. I think it gets in the way of the display. It's not going to shelf dive on you. It's pretty awesome. So there you go. The Gokin Getter 1 repaint version from Future, available from angles.com. This is Josh from CollectionDX. We'll see you next time.